Hey, this is Eve from Detox Your Body, MCS.com, and as you may know, I had a very bad case of multiple chemical sensitivity. I was very toxic, full of toxic chemicals, and I had to become a detox expert in order to get well. I read night and day for a couple of years and experimented with just about every thing I thought might be helpful. It's Ayurvedic medicine from India, which is very popular right now, and they use either sunflower oil or sesame oil, which is what I use. Some people use coconut or olive, but I use what the Indians use. I've read hours and hours on it. It's very mysterious. Nobody's quite sure how it works, but it really does pull toxins out of your body. I have a lot of experiences with this. It somehow cleans your lungs out. When you swish this oil around in your mouth, for some reason you cough up a lot of, anyway, you cough up a lot of loogies afterwards. But, that's embarrassing. Anyway, it's gross. And when I was very sick, sometimes I would, look at it, because I'm very curious-minded like that, and I would see weird green spots, or red spots, or black spots, or, my lungs were hurting, but whenever I would do this, it would clean out my lungs. When I started doing this, I actually uncovered this huge infection I had in my tooth. Actually was, I oil pulled, and 3 days later I have this insane toothache. I went to the dentist. They couldn't find anything. And so I finally figured out, it was a detox effect, that it actually worked, and I was sucking some poisons out. So I slowed way back on my oil pulling. I did it less time and less frequently, and the tooth stopped hurting, and so I was going to try to fix it myself, and so I did a lot of oil swishing and trying to suck all the poison out. Eventually, I just had to go the traditional route, and anyway, that tooth is no longer with us. It's going way in the back, and I have too many teeth anyway, and I decided not to get a root canal because a lot of people say it's not good for you. You can Google it. I don't want to freak you out, but I would spend hours reading this and, scaring the hell out of myself. Also, since then, probably I've had all of my mercury amalgams removed, so that's a consideration, which I'll mention later, but if you have mercury in your mouth, you just want to change the oil more frequently, I would say. All oil pulling is, and I'll just do it and try to remember what to talk about later, is you just take a little oil and you swish it around in your mouth. What I do, because I was so toxic, and also so, when you have chemical sensitivity and you're really sick, toxins freak you out, and so I would actually brush my teeth first to get rid of bacteria, and then I will oil pull. All the regular oil pulling that I read just said, just swish the oil around in your mouth for 15 minutes. That's it. And then spit it out, that the oil is pulling out all these toxins. It's very toxic. So I also read that peppermint oil is very good for germs and toxins, so I put some of that in there too to kill anything, because I figured I was more toxic than most. And what I do is I just swish for 5 minutes and then spit it out. First I brush my teeth to get rid of bacteria. Then I do this for 5 minutes. Then I swish. Then I rinse out with salt water. That's me. If you're healthy, you just do this for 15 minutes. But if you have a toxic chemical issue, I don't know, better safe than sorry. I don't want any toxins going back and recirculating in my body. And I'm just going to do it. Obviously, I won't be able to talk while I'm doing it. But this is my little Jaeger shot glass. And you go at your computer. Alright, I'm not going to show how it looks when I'm spitting it out. But, sorry about the squeaky chair. It's organic oil. I use peppermint oil. Just use a little. It really freshens your breath and kills lots of germs. And then afterwards, I use some Himalaya sea salt. Swish that around, so it's very good for your mouth. And when you get this peppermint oil, you realize, this is why our toothpaste tastes like mint, because this is a very strong freshening antiseptic, and it's awesome. I've got most of my information on Earth Clinic. It really pulls the toxins out of your body. I really think it works really well. You know, nobody knows why. Some people say, oh, it's because of the, you know, it's healing because of all the nutrients in the oil. Because, you know, when you take vitamins and you put them under your tongue, it goes right into your bloodstream. So some are saying it's from the bloodstream and the oil. But also when you swish, you realize, you know, if it gets in places that your toothbrush and your flossing can't. So that's all it is. It's very simple. There's nothing to buy. There's no great information. You don't have to swish it around any certain way. You don't have to swish hard. You don't swish soft. You just do it. That's it. Oil pulling demystified. I just call it oil swishing because you're just swishing oil around in your mouth and spitting it out. That's all it is. I think it's a very powerful detox. Try it. You will. I've always noticed that thing about my lungs, and it really pulled out this infection that I had no idea I had, and the dentist couldn't even see it. It took like months for it to even show up. And it was pretty bad, though it didn't show up on the x-ray. Oh, it's very good for cleaning your teeth. A lot of people say they don't get any more cavities, and you know, there's a lot of claims for oil swishing. Good for your teeth. Makes your teeth white. Whatever. I haven't been doing it that much lately, so really in the last year I just kind of remembered it and started doing it again. So happy detoxing. Buy your oil in glass. Don't buy it in plastic, because then it's contaminated by the petroleum chemicals in your plastic. Anyway, subscribe to my channel, and I can be found on, I have a website, Detox the Body MCS, Twitter, Facebook.